What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add a little bit of violet and tangerine highlights onto the graphic to give it a little bit more texture onto the base coat. I don't really like doing solid base coats because they're boring. So I like adding a little bit of color to it to give it a little more texture. Since the base coat is going to be yellow, the complementary color of yellow is violet. That's going to give it the right contrast between the two to give it the texture I'm looking for. And I'm going to show that to you right now. I'm going to start by actually going over the drop shadows I just did, so the drop shadows won't look as black over the yellow. Because if you have too much black over yellow, it contaminates it, looks really dirty. So I'm going to go over the black with the violet now to give it a little bit more color.
Definitely makes it challenging because your canvas is like,
dude, it's not flat.
It's concaved in, you know.
I know, dude. That's why it's so hard to do this. That's why it sucks to be an RC car painter, because for the amount of work you do, you get paid so much less than what other people get to work with, you know.
Yeah.
Now for the fun part. We're going to start streaking. And the way we're going to do streaking is by using your dagger strokes. Dagger strokes are what's going to make it or break it on most paint jobs. And the streaks on here is what's going to give us its texture. So I'm going to shoot a little bit of violet on here, and then we're going to go with some tangerine. Streaks are usually random, so I just go on the paint job and do random streaks. Just like that. Now we'll start to put streaks on the body with tangerine. Now we're going to do our base coat. Since the customer specifically wanted his base coat to be a yellowish orange, that's what we're going to use. I'm going to use Createx Sunrise Yellow for this color. Because we only did the violet streaks on there, it's going to give the darker orange look. Where the spots where don't have any streaks, that's going to give the yellow look. So once I do the yellow on there and back it with the white, you're going to see the difference in depth between the two. So now we're just going to use broad strokes. Since we're just going to do maximum coverage, Broad strokes is what we're going to need to do. Remember, you want to go in light strokes because if you go really heavy right away, you'll have paint running. That's a no-no in airbrushing. As you can see, the paint's pretty transparent, and that's going to help you for doing other coats. Every time you use a transparent paint, you have the freedom to convert to any different color. You can back it with a white and be really bright. You can back it with a silver and make it a metallic. You can back it with a black to make some funky brown color. So really, it's your choice. But transparent colors are really the way to go because you have so many options of giving it the look you want. It looks like it might need a little bit of darker streaking. So I'm going to go back with my violet. I'm going to give it a little bit more streaks. The good thing about using transparent colors, if you think you didn't have a thick enough coat for your first coat, you can always come back and darken them up. Satisfied with how much coatage my yellow is, I will now back it with my base coat white. This is going to make the white stand out. Backing any transparent with a white makes it come out, and this is what you're going to see now. Again, we're going to do broad strokes here, so I'm going to do broad strokes to have maximum coverage on the body.